Good morning, UUSS. If you would rise and sing, "This land is your land" with us. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. There was a big high wall there that tried to stop me. The sign was painted, said private property, but on the backside it didn't say nothing. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. Back to the top. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Good morning. Welcome to our service. Whether you are with us on Zoom or here in person, we are so glad you're here. My name is Jenni Gouine, and I am serving as your worship associate today. Our ministerial intern is Sophia McKean. Our preacher today is Dr. Reverend Roger Jones. His sermon is The Possibility of America, 250 years and counting. We are happy to have special music by our choir, led by Anthony Tavianini, and we thank Courtney O'Neill for being our pianist. Reverend Lucy Bunch will be back next week. Our congregation's mission statement says, we come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world. Toward this end, we honor the Nishanan, Southern Maidu, and Miwok peoples for their commitment to this land where UUSS exists. They have never left nor ceased to care for this land. If you are with us online, you can find a copy of the order of service on our website or through the link in the chat. Our monthly newsletter and Friday message about the upcoming weekend come out by email. If you are new to UUSS, please fill out a newcomer's form, either by the link in our website or at the welcome table after the service so we can connect with you. The blue sheet, our weekly calendar of activities, is also available online, and here are a couple of highlights. Next week, after the service, is our monthly session called Exploring Unitarian Universalism, led by a minister or lay leader, and childcare is available. Today, after the service, our men's group will hold its monthly meeting. New folks are especially welcome, and it starts at 12 noon over in classroom 7/8. This Wednesday evening, At 6 p.m. in the FOS room, member Rich Howard will hold an Introduction to Mindfulness meditation class for those who would like to learn how to practice insight meditation in the Buddhist tradition. This class includes Reverend Rogers' regular sitting on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Now, let's take a moment to check our cell phones and alarms to make sure they are silent. And again, welcome. Next, we'll have a brief announcement from Alicia Taylor about the annual All Ages Camp.
Well, I don't always need this stool, but you got to be able to see the hat. Hello, can everybody hear me? I'm Alicia Taylor, and I'm here to talk about All Ages Camp, which takes place July 31st through August 2nd. Who's been to All Ages Camp before? How many of you had a good time? Nice. So, we've been talking a lot as a congregation and as UUs about being centered in love. And All Ages Camp is a UUSS tradition steeped in this belief. It's an event that we co-create to build deeper relationships with each other, to get to know one another. An opportunity to be in nature, in community, filled with joy and laughter. So let's talk about the details. All Ages Camp is an intergenerational opportunity for camping, community, and fellowship. It takes place at Camp Norge in Alta, just an hour or so up Highway 80. It's owned by the Sons of Norway, thus the Viking helmet. It is part of my camp coordinator contract. Can't avoid it, have to wear it. So, All Ages Camp is a camp that fits a variety of camping comfort. So you can sleep in a tent, or an RV, or a dorm bed, and always be close to flushing toilets, running water, and showers, as well as 2 commercial kitchens with refrigerators for food storage and cooking. So it's really not primitive camping at all. So we'll have campfires, singing, s'mores, hiking, crafts, and activities, a potluck dinner, s'mores, more s'mores, a pancake breakfast, and a short, lovely outdoor service on Sunday with Reverend Roger. There's a pool and a playground. You can stay the weekend or just come up for a day. So, registration is open now. Prices do go up on June 29th, so register soon. Visit the information table on the patio after service for more information. And there's going to be a registration QR code. I don't actually have that today. You can also find a registration link in the weekly message, the blue sheet, or on the website, uuss.org/camp. So, I really coordinate All Ages Camp because I love everything I see throughout camp. People coming together, sharing meals, conversations, singing, and supporting each other because of the way I see us building and renewing important relationships. I hope that you'll join us this year.
Good morning. It's good to be with all of you. Our chalice lighter today is Chloe. The symbol of the flaming chalice represents our broader Unitarian Universalist religious heritage. And as we light it this morning, we affirm our connections to congregations across this country and around the world. Today, we kindle this flame with words adapted by the late UU minister Peter S. Rabel, adapted from a passage in the book of Deuteronomy in the Hebrew Scriptures. Please respond with the words in bold. We build upon foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves at fires we did not light.
We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig.
We profit from persons we did not know. We are ever bound in community.
Together we can build across the generations. Together we can renew our hope and faith
In the life that is yet to unfold. We're waiting for a Hanukkah miracle. Okay, we will invite the choir up while that's happening, but they won't start singing yet.
If you'd like, we could sing because maybe the messaging of the selection will support that, because the title of the song is Everything is Possible. Would you like us to manifest a chalice lighting?
This I know, I'm bountiful and free. Bountiful and free, where I'm supposed to be. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Everything is possible, this I know, this I know, this I know. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Bountiful and free, where I'm supposed to be. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Everything is possible, this I know, this I know, this I know. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Bountiful and free, where I'm supposed to be. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Everything is possible, this I know, this I know, this I know. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Bountiful and free, where I'm supposed to be. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Everything is possible, this I know, this I know, this I know. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free. Bountiful and free, where I'm supposed to be. Everything is possible, this I know, I'm bountiful and free.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Evie and Theo to come up along with their parents. And I'd like to invite the rest of you to take out this insert in the order of service. And there are a few things that are not quite in order, but it's everything you need there is there. Two of our participants will not be participating today, but on a later Sunday. special day for us when we have a blessing ceremony for children. And this ritual comes from our Unitarian Universalist heritage. The Unitarian faith has affirmed, oops, I better turn my. Who needs me to repeat what I just said? It's a special day for us when we have a blessing ceremony for children. This ritual comes from our Unitarian Universalist heritage. The Unitarian faith has affirmed that all of us are born worthy of love. We have the ability to grow in our likeness to the divine. There's no spiritual blemish to be washed away. Our Universalist faith teaches that the divine embrace is a loving embrace for all people, for all time. As we bless and welcome these children, we also dedicate ourselves to welcome and care for the children and youth in our midst, as well as to work for the well-being of all children in the human family. We have some questions for the adults of these families. You are the main spiritual teachers of these children. Will you share with each of them the goodness and beauty of life? And will you bring them up in the ways of compassion and courage, joy and generosity? We urge each of you to care for your own spirit. Will you strive to stay connected with your sources of strength so that to stay connected to all that may ground you and restore your soul? Do you promise never to be shy to call on your sources of support in community?
And now we have some questions for the whole of the congregation. An authentic and resilient community is life-giving. Do you pledge to show hospitality to these children in this religious community?
Yes.
Do you promise to give to all of them the gifts of patience, curiosity, kindness, and attention?
Yes.
Will you learn their names and tell them your names?
Yes.
Thank you.
What is this child's name? Evangeline Marie Elizabeth Marie Wheeler. This is water. May you always find your thirst quenched. May you know the joy of hard work. May your tears be cared for. May you dance in rain and pools and puddles. Evie, you are water. What is this child's name? Theo Mahoney Sapp. This is water. May you always find your thirst quenched. May you know the joy of hard work. May your tears be cared for. May you dance in rain and pools and puddles. Theo, you are water.
Evie, this is air. May your lungs be full of fresh, sweet air. May you find your voice through song, whispers, and the joy of a good laugh. May your life be full of scents, breezes, and sighs. Evie, you are air. Theo, this is air. May your lungs be full of fresh, sweet air. May you find your voice through song, whispers, and the joy of a good laugh. May your life be full of scents, breezes, and sighs. Theo, you are air.
Evie, this is fire. May it remind you of the divine spark of all creation and the divine spark in you. May the flame inspire you toward love, generosity, and justice. May you seek out communities to share light and warmth. Evie, you are fire. Theo, this is fire. May it remind you of the divine spark of all creation and the divine spark in you. May the flame inspire you toward love, generosity, and justice. May you seek out communities to share light and warmth. Theo, you are fire.
Evie, this is a flower, a gift of the earth from which it grows. May you know that the earth provides what you need. May you know beauty, and may all you do be a blessing to the world. Evie, you are the earth. Theo, this is a flower, a gift of the earth from which it grows. May you know that the earth provides what you need. May you know beauty, and may all you do be a blessing to the world. Theo, you are the earth. Now, whether in the sanctuary or online, we invite you to hold out your hands in a gesture of blessing towards these families as I offer these words of prayer. Spirit of all beings, breath of life, God of love, we give you thanks for the gift of life and the gift of these children and families among us. Each child comes to us a new source of hope and a new possibility for the human family. Let us be joyful. We pray that every child here might not only have a long life, but also one that is full of joy, love, courage, and wisdom. Let us tend the spirit of all children among us with care and commitment. Let us remember to care for our own spirits, that we may continue to deepen our lives all through our lives. Let us pray and work to be a force for healing in the world, to build a better world for all of Earth's children, a world of peace, understanding, and hope. So may it be. Blessed be, and amen.
Amen. Dear community, it is with great joy that we present to you these gifts to our community, these gifts to the world, these blessings to all of us. Now please join me in the unison response, which is in your insert and on the slide. And even if it's not on the slide, it's in your insert. We dedicate ourselves to welcome and include these children in this congregation, understanding our solemn obligation to share in the nurturing of children in our community. We pledge ourselves to promote their welfare and the welfare of all children in mind, body, and spirit, to the end that they may all grow in beauty, love, and truth. Please welcome them. Thank you. And thank you to Crystal Fountain, our religious education coordinator, for support. And now it's time for religious education. We have Soul Kids for those in kindergarten through grade 5, and this is the third Sunday of the month. So the junior high youth group for grades 6, 7, and 8 will be meeting, and the senior high youth group will be meeting for those in grades 9 through 12, and we will sing you out.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front.
Next, we light our candle of compassion and resistance. In this ritual, we recognize the times in which we live, times of disruption and anxiety in this country and the world. When cruelty is on display and so many are in danger, our values call us to compassion and resistance. As we kindle this flame, let its light inspire us to bear witness to human decency, dignity, freedom, and the power of love. Every Sunday, we recognize and hold one another's joys and sorrows as part of building our sacred community. If you would like to share a joy or sorrow with the ministers before next Sunday, you can find the link to do so in our Friday email message. Our member Francine Kaskadin had a fall at home and broke her femur bone and is currently in a rehabilitation facility in Sacramento. We are sending love and healing to Francine. And member Thomas Whitley shares that his father, Donald Arthur Whitley, passed away recently from advanced Parkinson's disease. Thomas shares that Donald is remembered by his Bay Area community for his leadership, generosity, and deep commitment to service and fellowship. We uplift prayers of love for Thomas, Donald, and their family. And as we continue to witness the effects of hate and violence in our country and the world, we uplift prayers of peace and healing for our global community. May love continue to ground us, to ground our spirits and guide our work as we seek to build a world in which the inherent worth and dignity of all people is truly uplifted. I'm going to invite us now into a time of prayer and meditation. This Friday, there was a new moon in the sky, which some people celebrate as a chance to recenter themselves and set intentions for the coming lunar cycle. I wanted to invite us today into a short meditation on the new moon. So I invite you to get comfortable where you are seated, standing, or resting. Let's take a breath in and out. I invite you to feel where you might be holding tension in your body, perhaps breathing into it as you let yourself relax more fully. I invite you to picture yourself somewhere in nature, looking up at the night sky. Maybe you are in a forest, looking up through tree branches, or maybe you're by a lake or river with an unobstructed view. Looking up into the sky, you see a new moon. There is inky blackness around that sliver of moon, and the stars look brighter in contrast. As you look up, what do you hear? Maybe you hear crickets, running water, rustling leaves, or maybe just deep silence. Is the air warm or cool on your skin? Is there a breeze, or is the earth still for a moment? As you continue to look up into the sky at the very beginning of this moon cycle, take a minute to rest in this nurturing darkness. As you rest, I invite you to see what might emerge from the night sky or out of the silence. It may be an intention, big or small, or you may find something else, self-compassion, or something gentle from the earth, rising up to hold you in a time of hardship. As we enter into silence together, let us continue to rest in this darkness for a moment and greet without judgment whatever arises for us there. As we return ourselves to this moment and the light of day, may we carry with us what we found in our meditation. Blessed be and amen.
Please join in singing, "This is my song."
This is my song.
I just realized that the reason there was no slide for the congregational unison words is because I didn't submit the words to be made into a slide, so thank heavens for good old paper. We have two readings this morning. This one is the preamble to the Declaration of Independence of the United States. I will read it without changing the original words. When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. The second reading is an excerpt from the poem, Let America Be America Again, written in 1935 during the Great Depression by the African-American poet Langston Hughes. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love, where never kings connive, nor tyrants scheme that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Oh, yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me, yet I swear this oath, America will be.
Generosity is a spiritual practice, which is why we have a tradition of giving away half of each week's collection to an organization working to make a difference in the world. This month, that organization is the Creation District, a creative hub for youth experiencing homelessness. Classes in music, the visual arts, writing, and more show participants that life is about getting messy, making mistakes, and leaving a positive mark on the world. One of the studio co-directors writes, "Our creators inspire and amaze us every day, not only with their art, but also in the way that they shape this space, turning it into a reprieve from all they face outside these walls." This unique program, in all its facets, is truly making a difference in the lives of vulnerable youth. Please give generously to support the work of the Creation District and of UUSS. And if you'd like to learn more, Co-Director Morgan Summers will be on the patio after the service. This morning's offering will now be given and received, and after the offertory music is finished, we ask that you hold your applause. Thank you. As the ushers come forward, please join me in blessing the offering. May generosity bless our world, and may gratitude nourish our spirits.
The United States will celebrate the 200th anniversary of its independence on the upcoming 4th of July. But why wait till July? Today is also a holiday. In 8 states, mostly in New England, April 19 is called Patriots' Day. It commemorates the first battle of the Revolution. In April of 1775, the Redcoats, or British Army, marched on Lexington and Concord and 2 other villages beyond the city of Boston. They were going to seize the weapons and ammunition from rebel militias. Warned by Paul Revere on his nighttime ride, the rebels were able to fight the British off. Indeed, they chased them back to Boston and kept them under siege for a year. Today, the grass of the town common or town green in each of those villages is lush and well kept, and a river flows by one of them in peace. 2 Unitarian Universalists face those central greens, and they've been there since well before 1775. On this Patriots' Day afternoon, they are probably setting out punch and cookies and not hiding inside from the Redcoats. So much turmoil had led up to that battle. For more than 60 years, most of the settlers of America had seen themselves as loyal British colonists. In the 13 colonies, white men could vote to elect local assemblies, which were supported by their taxes. The big decisions, however, were made by King George III in London, and they were carried out by the royal governor in each colony. The king rejected laws made by the colonies if he disagreed with them, and sometimes he dissolved their legislatures. His army quartered soldiers in family homes without permission. The king had some Americans arrested and shipped to England to stand trial without a jury. After King George's treasury had been depleted by the 7 Years' War, his parliament imposed a series of taxes. The most outrageous for the colonists was the Stamp Act of 1765, which required a tax to be paid on all printed materials and paper products, even playing cards and dice. Protests and riots broke out among the colonists. They shouted, "No taxation without representation." They called for a boycott of British and Irish imports. In response, British troops began an occupation of Boston, starting in 1768. It didn't end until 1776, after the rebels had laid siege to the city for a year. The recent PBS television documentary series produced by Ken Burns about the American Revolution calls it this country's first civil war. Friends and families were divided over it. Rebels conducted surveillance of their neighbors for suspected loyalty to the king. They persecuted royal employees and other loyalists by tarring and feathering, a disgusting form of public torture. Across the Atlantic, the British debated whether they should reconcile with the colonists. There were divided votes about it in the parliament. King George was firm, however. He felt that the rebels did not appreciate how prosperous their colonies had made their lives. Surely they wouldn't leave. Following a string of Britain's abuses, and especially after the war had begun, some towns and cities adopted their own versions of a Declaration of Independence. But the greatest fuel for a break with England came from Tom Paine. In early 1776, he wrote a pamphlet entitled Common Sense. Paine's essay was read by as many as half of the colonists, read by them or read to them. He listed objections to King George, similar to the list of grievances that would later be published in the Declaration 6 months later. Paine argued that until we declared independence, America could not relate as a nation to other countries. we would always be just English subjects in open revolt, not a country. Near the end of his essay, Paine wrote a sentence which soars with idealism. He said, "We have it in our power to begin the world over again." 5 men made up the drafting committee for a declaration with Thomas Jefferson as the lead author. Meeting in Philadelphia, the Continental Congress debated it, revised it, approved it, and they signed it, which risked execution for treason. The declaration was circulated around the colonies to motivate more people to join the fight. At City Hall Park in New York, General George Washington had it read aloud to his weary troops. Some of them wore uniforms, others were in their own clothing. Some had rifles, others only pitchforks. Now, fired up by the declaration, they pulled down a nearby statue of King George on a horse, an enormous statue. They hacked it apart and they sent the metal to be melted down for musket balls. 2 Unitarians signed the declaration: Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, who held many slaves, and John Adams of Massachusetts, who was morally opposed to slavery. Of all the 56 white men who signed the declaration, 41 were slaveholders. There had been words against slavery in some early drafts, but the Continental Congress left those out of the final version for the sake of unity between colonies of the North and South. This compromise remains a tragic feature of our founding. Of course, there are many ugly aspects of our history, as well as moments of glory. Being patriotic, loving your country, does not keep you from grieving the tragic aspects of our history or criticizing its current flaws. Nationalism, on the other hand, is an ideology of the superiority of one's country over all others. As we can see from the current federal administration, nationalist ideology can be hostile and violent. To me, patriotism is like being part of a family. For good or ill, you cannot choose your family's history. And you can't change your family members now. But if you are fortunate, you can find reasons to love your family. In this vein, patriotism is a love of country that includes both pride and heartbreak. The Brazilian patriotism of Langston Hughes is astounding when we consider that his poem, "Let America Be America Again," was written in 1935 when African Americans lived under the burden of legal segregation enforced by mob violence. Also in 1935, people suffered from economic ruin in the Great Depression. Langston Hughes both named our country's flaws and he envisioned the possibilities that remained for this country. Hughes wrote, "Oh yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath America will be." Here are some of my sources of grief as a patriotic American. I grieve the lives lost and misery endured by indigenous nations and tribes since our early colonial days due to armed massacres, deadly epidemics, broken U.S. treaties, brutal relocation, and forced assimilation. I grieve the cruelty of chattel slavery, which began in colonial times with kidnappings in Africa. Legal enslavement of adults and children persisted from generation to generation in this country until 1865. And this was followed by a century of legal segregation and oppression. I grieve the ongoing legacy of systemic racism, which burdens and endangers countless Americans of color in our own time. And of course, I grieve what is happening now under the current presidential administration. By numerous actions, this regime is violating our Constitution, the rule of law, and basic human decency. I grieve the dismantling of so much of what I love about this country. And the current crisis is a good reason to name things that we do love about the United States. Here are several of mine. I'm grateful that every citizen has the right to vote, even though in elections in California, it's tiring to wade through all those ballot propositions. I'm grateful for candidates and office holders who show moral courage, especially in times of crisis. I love the freedom of the press and our journalists who are dedicated to finding out the truth and holding officials to account. I give thanks for the freedom of religion and for this nation's religious diversity. You no doubt have your own reasons to love your country, and I hope that you will talk about them with one another after the service. I love the diversity which immigration brings to my country. I cherish knowing people who come here for new opportunities or a new start or just for survival. They bring their talents, labors, languages, cuisines, and other aspects of culture. What the poet Walt Whitman wrote about America is even more true today than it was in 1855. He wrote, "Here is not merely a nation, but a teeming nation of nations." I treasure this country's literature and its architecture. I enjoy its contributions to the world of music, like African American spirituals, gospel music, jazz, blues, rock and roll, and the American songbook, including Broadway. I am in awe of the geographic sweep of this country with so many landscapes to behold. I'm proud of our national parks, state parks, and historic sites in every city and small town. I'm grateful for the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act of the 1970s. I love the Postal Service. I give thanks for the space program and the Medicare program, only one of which I'm qualified for. Other countries have expanded the embrace of equality and freedom to include lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. This includes countries in Europe, a few in Asia, plus Mexico and Canada. Yet I am proud that it was courageous members of this nation who launched the movement for equal protection under the law. I believe that loving your country means caring about the people who reside in it. It means respecting our diversity of individual differences, working for the common good, and providing enough opportunities to enable every person to flourish. Finally, I value the possibility of what more this country can become. This possibility was embedded in the Declaration, even though its drafters couldn't imagine it. American history professor Constantine Dirks points out that the phrase, "all men are created equal," had a narrow meaning for its authors. After monarchies and aristocracies had ruled human beings for centuries, our founders rejected rule by kings. They asserted that a nation could flourish when governed by the consent of the people. This was a radical assertion. After all, it created a republic. Yet, for the founders, that assertion's purpose was narrow. Yet in the centuries that followed, other Americans have declared that our founding document held even greater possibilities for this country. Professor Dirks puts it this way: is the word equality going to be a small word or a big word? Is the word freedom a small word or a big word? It is up to people to enlarge the meaning of these sacred words. In generation after generation, lovers of justice and liberty have revealed new power in those words. Here's an example. The first convention for women's rights in this country was held in 1848, 72 years after independence. It took place in Seneca Falls, New York. That convention's Declaration of Sentiments asserted that men and women were created equal. And like the Declaration of Independence, it provided a list of grievances regarding the suppression of women's equality and freedom. It demanded voting rights and property rights, as well as access to education and employment. The women of that convention made equality a big word. Another example, in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln revealed more possibilities in the Declaration when he delivered his address at the Civil War Battlefield Cemetery in Gettysburg. He said this: 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. He made equality a big word. Near the conclusion of the pamphlet Common Sense, Tom Paine wrote, "We have it in our power to begin the world over again." Did he know the range of possibility held within that sentence? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he knew that. It matters that we know it. It matters that we keep the faith in the sacred possibility of equality as we pursue liberty and justice for all. It matters that we keep the faith in one another. So may it be. Blessed be, and amen.
Let's sing We'll Build a Land, poignant as ever. We'll build a land where we find out the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness is also mourning. Oh, we'll build a land on this land that can be. Come build a land where all
As we extinguish our flames, please join me in speaking our shared intention. May the power of this gathering light our way forward with courage. In the days to come, let us remember that fear is outworked by hope and that hatred is no match for the power of love.
Reach out to us as we reach out to you. And if you're with us electronically, we're reaching, and we hope you are reaching back. May you depart in peace and be led forth in joy. And for all who see God, may God go with you. For everyone who embraces life, may life return your affection. And for all who seek a right path, may a way be found and the courage to take it step by step, one day at a time. Blessed be.